Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. Over the last couple of years of doing my videos, I get requests every once in a while from some viewers who want to see more and more of my archives. And I have a lot of stuff, including a lot of concert programs. So I figured in celebration of the Rolling Stones Hackney Diamonds tour, tomorrow is the final show of the U.S. tour. Let me show you my stack of Rolling Stones concert tour programs. I have every U.S. tour starting from 1975, which was the first time I saw them, up through the Hackney Diamonds tour. There's only one that I'm missing, and that's a zip code tour. And I'm not even sure. I guess they probably had one, but I don't have the zip code tour. Anyway, let's go right through them. I don't want it to be too long, but as you can see, I got a lot. So I guess this would count. I got this one at a flea market not that long ago. This is pretty cool. The New Musical Express 1963-64 annual poll winners all-star concert. Beatles are in here. This was from the Empire Pool. And, I guess in a way this would be a concert tour program, right? So, and there's the Beatles. So, there's not too much in it. There's the Stones, there's the Beatles, and each group's got a little write-up about them, and there's the write-up on the Stones in there, ad for the Harlem Globetrotters. And so, I guess this would count, but that was kind of a cool find that I got. So there you go. The Beatles were on the first page. So that's the first one. We'll just stick that one over there. This is the real first tour program that I think of that I have. And this is from the 1969 tour, that great artwork. And kind of laid the foundation of what the Stones tour programs kind of look like. It's mostly photographs. It does have the discography right there, which goes through the past darkly. Let it bleed that out yet. And you pretty much just get pictures, but it's pretty big size. It's like, I guess, 12 by 12 album size. Charlie got the long hair. There's Mick Taylor with his debut. And there you have it, the Stones 69 tour program. And yeah, I got two of them. After that was the 72 tour, and a different format. Rolling Stones in concert. And again, this typical kind of format, which you're going to see from the Stones, is mostly photographs. There's Nicky Hopkins. There's a great shot. The Stones' tongue hanging from a banner. And this is the 1972 tour program. And again, just pictures pretty much. And that's that one. All right, now we go to 1975. This was the first time I saw the Stones. I saw them at Madison Square Garden. This is the actual program. There's Mick on the cover. I actually kind of like this. They got the first page is like a vellum that you can see through, so you can kind of see Mick dumping water on the top of his head through the description of the 75 tour. And then it looks like that. And we'll just keep going. There's when they announced the tour on the truck going down Fifth Avenue. Guys in the band. Keith Richard with a D. No S. Right there. Bill Wyman. And video, let's see, it's only rock and roll video. There's Billy Preston picture. Some shots. There's Charlie. And that was that amazing block-long billboard that they put up down Fifth Avenue. I still remember that. So, there you go. Some rehearsal footage. And it's got a little thing for Rod Stewart in the faces and Ronnie Wood, because Ronnie Wood on the 75 tour, not officially a band member at that time. So he was a guest. And there's Billy Preston. And some credits. So there's the 75 tour. It does show you the game plan of where they were going to play, including South America, which did not happen. And there's the great logo. 75 tour. You go to the 78 tour. and pretty slim tour program, as you can see. So there's the opening of it. And that was, of course, the Some Girls tour. And we got some newspaper clippings and a ticket stub from JFK Stadium right there. And actually glued on pictures. Stones, not great this day. Took the money and run. So it's a pretty bare bones tour program with clippings mixed in, made it a little bit better. This was a little program from the Carrier Dome from the 1981 Tattoo You tour. I saw that show multiple times, and this is just I guess they gave this out for free at the Carrier Dome. And Maui Hatchet was the opening band. But this is the official program of the 81 tour, American Tour 81. And that was the artwork. I still have those postcards and the poster actually as well. And the photographs, of course, are not from 81. That's from the 78 tour. But they got to use the pictures from somewhere for the 81 tour. And again, there's clearly from the 78 tour. That picture was, and there's the dates on the 81 tour. So, like I said, pretty much Stones kind of, the tour programs almost remind me of their super box sets. You're going to see that they get fancier and fancier and more expensive, certainly in the recent years. But, like I call it with the box sets, it's more, that's from the 78 tour. So that's the 81 program. But it's more what I call sizzle than steak. You know, you're really just getting pictures. This is a cool program, by the way. This is when I saw Let's Spend the Night Together, the movie, in the movie theaters. And they actually had a movie program. This is probably pretty rare, I would assume. I haven't seen this around too much. That's the Hal what's his name? Ashby movie, and talks about it, and I saw that in the movie theater on more than one occasion, and then got the VHS and the rest of it. But this is the program of the film, which is kind of cool. I think I heard that they're redoing this movie in 4K, and there's the set list. They edited the hell out of the songs in that movie, so I don't know if they're going to keep it the same. So there you go. Let's keep with the program. Here's a huge one. This is the Steel Wheels Tour, 1989, which I saw 3 shows at Shea Stadium. That was just an amazing, amazing show. Amazing return, that's for sure. And this is a really big program, as you can see. But, at least it's got some descriptions of each guy in the band. This is a nice fold out. Look at this. There's the monstrous Steel Wheels stage. Maybe in a way. I mean, my favorite of all time stage was the 75 tour with the Lotus at Madison Square Garden. But as far as the big stages go, this was so unique in its time. Now, they always have, a lot of bands have these big stages. But when the Stones did Steel Wheels, man, nothing ever looked like that. It was so huge. So there's Matt Clifford, Chuck Leavell, Lisa Fisher, Bernard Fowler, Cindy Mizell, and then you do get finally some information, all their albums, with the dates, important dates, important singles, and the album releases. So a little bit of context in there, and then the ad for Steel Wheels. So big program from '89. Let's keep going. 1990, the same tour. But in Europe, they changed it to the Urban Jungle, and I did not see that live, but I do have the program. And, a little bit different. And the copy's probably roughly the same. But apparently, the stage here in America was so big, they couldn't use some of that same staging because they couldn't fit it in some of those European stadiums, I believe. So it is a little bit of a different program. But then you get the, look at that. So this is nice. That is the Urban Jungle. So it's kind of the Steel Wheel stage, but a little bit different and not quite as big. So this Urban Jungle tour program was nice because although a lot of it is the same as the Steel Wheels program, it's still a little bit different. And here's the ad for Urban Jungle. And the albums, the discography, which of course is different overseas because you get all these Alan Klein type albums. So they actually putting them in here, which is kind of interesting. The Stones kind of disowned those to a certain extent. And there you go. There's your Urban Jungle program. 4 years later, we get the Voodoo Lounge. Now you're getting a bit thicker, these programs. A little bit more involved. But again, the writing to me has always been fairly minimal, as compared to some of these other programs I have from other bands. But mostly photographs. But this was a nice one. As you can see, there's Ronnie. And this is the Voodoo Lounge program. So I figured I'd show you guys this one. Right there. And there's your inner gatefold, which looks pretty cool. And that folds out. And, the writing, when Charlie had his drum set, he would have that clear, I guess like plexiglass thing, and they would write the set list on there. And the staging of the Voodoo Lounge tour was amazing as well. So there's the backup people. Darryl Jones making his debut right there. Chuck Leavell, Bobby Keys back in there. And that's the program for Voodoo Lounge. Pretty substantial one, actually. Budweiser ad. So there's 94. Let's go ahead to Bridges to Babylon, 1997, 1998. I never liked the graphics of the album and kind of carried over to the program. Something about, I don't know. It's a World Tour 1997, 1998. Bridges to Babylon, big with glasses on, actually. Some questions and answers there. Nothing substantial. But there is an interview. You got some, this one more substantial. You can see they actually have some copy in there. And I like that, songs that they were working on. That's pretty cool to see. Always interesting to see, like, when they're working on the tour and the songs that they're practicing and then the songs that actually make it to the tour. And there's a gatefold. So we've started to see these in these programs. This fold out in the gatefold, and it's nice. There's your staging of Bridges to Babylon. Again, massive stage, fantastic. There's Charlie. And you keep going. And then you get to the backup musicians. Blondie Chaplin in this one here. Plus Lisa Fisher, Chuck Leavell, of course, and more about the staging. So actually pretty nice book, and it ends with the sponsor. Bridges to Babylon tour. I actually have 2 of those. Now at that point, that's when the Stones were selling a lot of merchandise and had actually a Bridges to Babylon catalog that, when you bought the merchandise, they can give you a catalog. And some of these catalogs got huge. So this is the Bridges to Babylon tour catalog. And it's pretty extensive, but they're going to get bigger, as you'll see. All right. No Security came next. That was in 1999. I saw that in Las Vegas. My friend Mike. I will say that is definitely the most fun show I've ever seen. It was a great set list. It was at the MGM, and we just had the time of our life. There was not a program for that because it really was kind of a carryover from Bridges to Babylon, although it was a very different set list. Fantastic set list. But they did have a catalog for the No Security merch. So that's that. And there's a little coupon thing. The next tour would be the Licks Tour from 2002-2003. And I was not a fan of the graphics of that tour either. But here's the book. There's the bands. And there's the musicians. Blondie Chaplin there. And there's an old shot of Mick. And a Miss You video, and a nice selection of photographs from throughout their history, Mick in the studio, with the Licks Tour. And there's the gatefold. So, you know, again, nice, typical kind of Stones tour program. Lots of photographs. Not too much. There's the staging. Not great, in my opinion. And there's the personnel and the 40 Licks album, which was the celebration of the band, and the tour to complement it right there, the Licks. And another little merchandise thing from the Licks tour. Look at this catalog. This is from the Licks tour. This is not a tour program. I just showed it to you. This is the catalog. So you can see they're just getting bigger and bigger into the merch. This is quite the catalog. I actually think these catalogs are really interesting and cool to see what they were selling. I think that actually is cool almost as the program. So I got 2 of those. All right, what came after Licks? Bigger Bang, 2005, 2007, and I went for the gusto. I got this deluxe tour program because it's got that lenticular cover right there. Big ass book. The Uptown edition, they called it, and it had that interesting staging where people could actually be on the stage with them, you know. It was interesting, and again, mostly photographs, nice layout, and a couple of mixtures of some old, there's a 75 tour picture right there. So you get, and these are really glossy. I don't know if you can see it. The pages, because it's that Uptown edition, they're really thick and really glossy. There's the staging for Bigger Bang. I saw that show at the Madison Square Garden, if I remember right. And just a lot of photographs on this really heavy, glossy stock, but not a lot to read. You know, just a lot of nice, glossy photos. There's that Charlie used to use. So if you used to see pictures of the band, you'd say, oh, that's what they're going to be playing. Because you could read it right off of his plexiglass. So there you go. There is a good shot of the stage. Back in the day, they had pyrotechnics at the end. This is when Ronnie really started doing the set list. And you could see it in this page, you know. So there's Ronnie doing his set lists. And now, of course, after each show, they sell them immediately, which I haven't bought any. But so there you go. Again, as I stay with the Stones box sets and these massive programs, they're kind of more sizzle than steak, you know. Bigger Bang, some catalog stuff, but this is the big catalog for Bigger Bang. I mean, this is not a tour program. This is their merchandise catalog. Oh, there's the show I saw. Madison Square Garden with the set list. So had that buried in there. But again, this is the catalog showing these catalogs. Like I said, I think they're kind of cool. So I kept them with the tour programs, and I have a bunch of those. I have a whole slew of those. So what came after Bigger Bang? We're talking 50 and Counting tour. Girl, didn't like that artwork on that album box set or on the T-shirts. I have those T-shirts from that tour, and I never wear them because I just don't like it. This one you get a forward at least, 15 Counting, and you get a little bit of a history of the band, written by Anthony DeCurtis, legendary writer. And there's the staging. And again, this is the deluxe program in the hardcover book, so those really thick, super glossy photographs. And the writing. Hyde Park shot. So, you know, you get like pictures from the recent tours and older stuff and rehearsals. And didn't take very long to read these programs. There's an old shot of Charlie, circa 72. So you get to see what's in this program. It's a continuing adventure. And that was 50 and Counting Rolling Stones Live. I actually have 2 of those. Now, that was part of the 2012. This is the program for One More Shot, which is now they released it, officially. So I think it was a pay-per-view, right? So you get this fold out like that. But again, it's pretty much the same tour program. Right? Pretty much the same tour program. But just a different covering for that show, celebrating the 50 years of the band. And the back's got the guests of Lady Gaga, Bruce Springsteen, the Black Keys. So there you go. They just kind of covered up the program with the One More Shot. That's that. Let's keep going. I got two more to show you. Next up was the 14 on Fire tour. That was an international tour, so I don't have that. And then they did the Zip Code tour. And again, I went for the Gusto hardcover and North American Zip Code tour. And good shot of the Stones playing. It's always kind of fun to see. And this one's got some writing, again, from Anthony DeCurtis. And then you get back into the photographs. These big ones are nice, but they're a bit of a pain to show. So I hope you can kind of see it. Trying. But again, really thick, glossy stock. But really just photo after photo after photo. A lot of sizzle, but not too much steak. And when I get into some of the other tour programs like Jethro Tull, I mean, you got to see their tour programs. There's a lot of information in there. This is mostly just Stones photographs, but nicely presented for sure. And that leaves with the final one. That was the Zip Code tour. I don't have the program for No Filter. So I have every Stones tour since '69 except for No Filter. And here's the most recent one, the Hackney Diamonds. I'm wearing the shirt. And there is the Hackney Diamonds tour program. They did sell the hardcover one, but I finally was like, it's just not worth it. And, this one actually had a cool idea in the sense that it shows you city by city when they're playing, and it goes into, like a brief synopsis of, a history of the Stones as Vegas and New Jersey and Orlando and Foxborough. And that was a nice little touch. They put like a paragraph in there about the Stones' history of playing there. And I thought that made this tour program a little bit unique compared to, some of these other ones. That was a good touch. So here's your Hackney Diamonds tour program. And there is quite the stack, I think you will agree, of Rolling Stones tour programs. There you go, David. Knew that was going to happen. Let's put that over there. And we'll just display some of these nice ones. Why not? Just a ton of tour programs. So yeah, I hope you kind of enjoyed that. Rolling Stones tour programs, all of them, starting from 1965 and way more. So let me know what you think. If you collect tour programs, if you have these Stones tour programs, let me know what you think about them. I think it's kind of a fun hobby, collecting programs. Not the kind of stuff you sit there and read very often, but nice to have. And that about covers it. So hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. If you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe. There is a whole playlist I have of Rolling Stones videos. So just go to playlists and Rolling Stones videos. There's a ton of them. And this one will be there as well. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep this as a series. I'm going to start showing all my tour programs, but obviously they won't be as long as this video because I have a lot of Stones ones. Hope you enjoyed this. I will see you next time on the Ann Rosenberg Show.